We are the future.
Hello and welcome to a new video review on starblood.de. My name is Skylings and today I have a little surprise cause I was kinda surprised when I went to Toys R Us at last Saturday, and I saw the Transformers Generations IDW figures at the shelf, cause they were not supposed to be released in Germany, as my contact at Hasbro said a few months ago, and so big was the surprise for me, and I couldn't resist. I had to buy one, and before I come to the figure, let's have a look at the packaging. As you see, it's not like the US packaging, cause something's missing. Um, You see, there's no comic inside. The US versions have a little comic book made by IDW, and the European version is missing it. That's kinda sad, cause I love comics, I love Transformers comics, and I think IDW do a great job with Transformers comics. And so, but the package is kinda smaller, I think, cause no comic. Um, and also the back of the package is the card is kinda uh, no information like text bags, no bio, just a little sentence here in some languages like English, French, German, Spanish, Dutch, and it's reduced to a small sentence like has become a tyrant instead of a hero. And as I saw in a video review of Optibotimus for Generations Megatron, there's a whole bio telling us how the the gladiator Megatronus became leader of the Decepticons Megatron, and it's kind of sad that it's missing in the European version, but okay. I'm still glad they released the figures here in Germany. Okay, so as you can see, here's a half Decepticon logo. Um, it states series 2, figure number 3, a small artwork of Megatron. And as you can see, here's a bigger artwork. Too bad I'm not good at opening packages, so there's some details missing of the great artwork. It looks really awesome, and one more reason to miss the comic book. Also, it says thrilling 30 Transformers anniversary, and that's it. No other figures on it. Okay, so yeah, that's the packaging, and let's take a look at the figure itself. Megatron transforms into a blackish B-52 bomber, I think, stealth bomber. Blackish because it's not real black. I think it's graphite, if you know what I mean. It's when you look close, you see those tiny little sparklings all over the toy. And personally, I think it's great. It looks really cool. The toy itself, it seems not so big, but if you compare it to, let's look at Transformers Generations Scourge from 2011, I think. Let's fix the camera angle. Okay, if you look close, sure, Scourge is a little bit bigger, but not as big as I thought it could be, because as you know, Hasbro has shrunken the size of the deluxe figures a bit, but I still think it's okay. Not as bad as I thought. Still a nice size, I think. Um, so much for size comparison, but let's have another one. Here's the size comparison with Full of Cybertron, Starscream, and yeah, Starscream seems to be a bit bigger, but I think that's because he's bulkier. Um, he feels much more lighter than Megatron does, but as I said, I still like it. Um, very nice details. These stripes here, these air vents here, the nose cone. But if you look at the underside, it looks quite messy. You have those landing gears, which do not actually roll, it's just molded. Also here on these parts of the jet. As I said, it's kinda messed up. You see Megatron set in here, and some stuff underneath the jet. If you look from above, it still looks fine, but don't take a look at the underside. Yeah, still bad looking is this hilt. You can flip it out, but in jet mode it has actually no sense. But in robot mode it has a big sense, and that's what I'm showing you now. Let's transform him into robot mode. For this we take off his wings. It won't hurt him. Give it a try. They are really nice holding. No, they sit really good. You can put them together, flip it out, put them together. So this becomes Megatron's plasma gun. But some nice engineering here. When you hold it like this, you can flip that part of the gun back, and it extends to a bit larger gun with some light purple, translucent plastic, and looks really good, if you ask me. If you look at the gun from the front, it looks kind of hollow, some kind of lobsterish clamp. But if you look from this side, I really like it. It looks really awesome. And if you look at Megatron like this, he kind of looks like a Cybertronian tank, if you ask me. Reminds me also on Generation 2 Smoke Screen. What was it named? Dreadwing. God. Dreadwing. Yes. He's like a B-52 bomber with wings fold up in tank mode and some tank threads. Okay, so let's go ahead with the transformation. Flip that out. Everything sits fine. The only disappointment I have with my toy is that here's a little gap. It doesn't really fit together proper, but it's not that bad. It's just a tiny little gap, and I think I will put him in robot mode on my shelf. So flip this up so it doesn't come in the way. Unplug these parts, that becomes the feet and legs. Flip it out. the joints on him are very stiff. I was very surprised because it's so hard to rotate. Flip the foot out. But I think it will take some time and then they will go much better. So let's unfold that. Flip the nose cone of the jet mode down. I think so. The head tends to keep stuck between these parts. Tap the nose cone onto his crotch piece like this. Sits really good, very tight. And now you see those hooks, they fit in these slots. Rotate his arms. Flip his hands out. And plug the fusion or plasma. I think it's a fusion gun. Can sort of go swing off. Okay, so let's put the camera back up. So as you can see, now he's in robot mode. What's kind of disappointing, but it's not a big deal, I think. If you look from behind, he looks kinda skinny. His down legs look very hollow. You can fix it if you when you put the heels a bit down and push these two parts together like this, so it becomes more streamlined, less blocky. And some really cool pose. This, I'm not good at posing. Some other guys can do it much better than I. But for showing the pose, it's good enough, I think. I hope. Yeah, that's Megatron, or what I call him, Megatronus in robot mode. He looks really badass. I really like him. And I think his robot mode is quite worth buying him. We can compare him with Transformers Fall of Cybertron Generations Optimus Prime. And I have some older figure here. It's Starscream from the 2007, I guess, Classics toy line. So for comparison, he blends in very well with the size of Classics and Generations. He's very movable. He has ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed head, and the joint is also really stiff. Ratchet joint. No, not ratchet joints. What's it called? Damn. Jointed elbows. The hands kind of flip in a bit because of transformation. No waist swivel. Ball jointed hips. Jointed knees. Jointed feet. And did I forget something? Yeah. Here are also joints to rotate his arms. And well, what should I say? It's a really cool figure, and some great details. If you look close on his head, also the face looks really awesome. It says Megatron, but a younger version of Megatron. And if you look close at this, you see a small carved in M for Megatron or Megatronus, depends on what you call him. Small Decepticon insignia on his chest, and the chest folds out of his cockpit. So he has some light piping in the color purple. Overall, it's a really nice purple tone on him. For this, I turn the light off. So you have a look at his light piping feature. So I hope you can see it a bit. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, really cool. Turn the light back on. Yeah, the first of the IDW Generations Deluxe figures for me, but not the last. I still think of getting Trailcutter, Bumblebee, and Orion Pax, better known as Optimus Prime, before he came Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots. And I think it's a really nice take on a younger version of the great leaders of the Decepticons and the Autobots. And I'd die for more figures of this decade in the Transformers history, like Cybertronian Wheeljack or Cybertronian Skylings. That would be really cool. Yeah, so for Megatron, a really nice figure. I really dig him. And if you have Toys R Us in your near, so take a walk, get some money with you, and buy this guy. I really can recommend this. And yeah, so much for Megatron. Have a nice day. Hope you turn back on next time, and yeah, see you next time.